How did the man take your gun? Where is your history? How did the man wipe out your history? How did the man, what did the man do to make you as dumb as you are right now?
Yeah, still looks good. Peace and power, y'all. Peace and power, man. I am black. The morning build is black. You know what I'm saying? The morning build is back in the building. I am Baba Amin Ojwok of the Uhuru Academy and Uhuru Academy Education Solutions. And this is the morning build. Yo, it's been a while. It's been a while, but your brother's been busy. You know what I'm saying? Working, busy getting it in with the Uhuru Academy, growing our program, educating our youth, training teachers, empowering homeschooling parents. Just getting out here doing what we got to do, man. We got a lot of exciting things going on right now, family. You know what I'm saying? And I said, man, I got to bring the bill back. You know, I have to bring the bill back, not only because people have been asking for the bill, but I have to bring the bill back because this is an excellent way also to keep you all up on the work that we're doing in the community. You know what I'm saying? In a way, right? Where we talking about something that everybody's talking about, but at the same time, I'm sharing with y'all what's going on with me and my partners and our partners. You know what I'm saying? And let me shout out my number one partner right quick. That's my beautiful wife, Nkoyo Ojuoke in the house. We founded the Uhuru Academy together back in 2010 in Fort Worth, Texas, and we've been rocking out ever since. You know what I'm saying? And so definitely want to give a shout out to Nkoyo Ifayeme Nkoyo Bina, definitely in the house. You know what I'm saying? And so we y'all, we can't do what we do without the help of others. We just can't do it. Right? It's not possible to build schools, develop programs, to work with families throughout the country and abroad without help, right? And so we definitely want to take time out to honor those who are rocking with us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Ali Africa up in the house, Broderick Jones in the house. You know, shout out my brother, my fellow king in the house, man. But we definitely got to honor those. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of, you know, that brother is one of the first parents ever at the Uhuru Academy and was on point with us. I'm talking about protected the school. You know, when we first started the school back in Fort Worth, back in 2010. Salute to you, black man. You know what I'm saying? And everything that you have meant and your family has meant to the Uhuru Academy over the years. You know what I'm saying? Once Uhuru Academy, always Uhuru Academy, y'all. It takes a community effort to get anything done. All right. Just letting y'all know that off top. It takes a community effort to get anything done. Anybody claiming to be doing it by themselves is lying. All right. If they're getting it done, they're getting it done with help. The Uhuru Academy is no exception. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go visit us at uhuruacademy.com. We got to plug that off the top. Make sure you go visit us at uhuruacademy.com. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're supporting our movement. You can go to bit.ly.com/builduhuru, or you can hit the Cash App at $Uhuru Academy. We have no shame in dropping the Cash App and the links off top, because we know that we're doing the work. And you know everything that you give to support the Uhuru Academy is going to go towards supporting the work that we do. It allows us to keep our tuitions affordable. It allows us to develop scholarships. It allows us time to build curriculum, to create, to travel and take our skills and training to other cities. You know what I'm saying? So when you support the Uhuru Academy, you are supporting the African-centered education movement. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like there aren't some other great programs out there. We are not alone. There are some powerful programs out there. Big shout out to Mama and Baba Baruti in Georgia with the Akabin Institute. You know, make sure you're supporting the Akabin Institute. Shout out to a new African Center School just founded in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My beautiful sister Brandy down there, they started the Village Life Academy. We have a partnership with them with our online academy where we actually, the Village Life students actually come on and they take the vision development course with us, and our students get online and they take an entrepreneurship course with them. Black people working together to educate our children. There are some beautiful, beautiful things going on out here. And one thing y'all gonna always know about me, I give love. And I don't give love because I expect other programs to do the same thing. No, I give love to other programs that are doing the work because as far as I'm concerned, whether we in the same room or not, whether we friends or not, we're doing the same thing. We're out here on the same mission. So shout out to Kamali Academy as well. Great curriculum. They have an online program. Shout out to them as well, right? Shout out to our Black Fathers Committee out in Phoenix, Arizona, doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? RBG style. So shout out to our Black Fathers Committee. Several authors. I'm going to be highlighting them in other podcasts, bringing them on as guests. You know what I'm saying? Those brothers got a studio open in the community. They bought some land together. They're working with the youth, doing some great things out there in Arizona. And there's more, y'all. There are more great things going on in the community that you may or may not have heard about. So before we get into what we're getting into, because today's topic is the miseducation of Cardi B. So before we get into that, you know what I'm saying? I have to let y'all know what we have going on, right? Now, one of the big things we have going on right now, right? And this is something you all need to get into and get involved with. We are holding the UACI Winter STEM Camp. All right. The UACI Winter STEM Camp. All right. Now you need to go and you need to visit this website. And where did I put it? Right there. Boom. You need to visit UACISTEMcamp.com. All right. Now let me break down what UACI is. The UACI is a partnership between the Uhuru Academy and Conscious Ingenuity. Conscious Ingenuity is the greatest STEM program in the world, run by Dr. Oya Mayat of Morgan State University. A lot of y'all watch Dr. Mayat on YouTube, and you don't realize that she's also an electrical engineering professor. In other words, her job is to develop electrical engineers. Well, we partnered initially 3 years ago. We co-founded the UACI STEM Camp as a summer STEM program where young people got on, and what we did, we combined African history with STEM. So they would get on and they would come to a Black history class with me. Now, y'all know I've been doing my thing for over 30 years. So they coming into the Sankofa for Success African history course, learning about the history of Black people in STEM. And then the next hour, they go into the Conscious Ingenuity course where they're actually learning how to code. They're learning robotics. They're learning the basics of AI, right? I mean, they doing a thing. We send each and every one of them a microbit computer. They're learning how to program that computer. So they're getting the STEM skills in the second half. They're learning about our legacy in STEM the first half. You know what I'm saying? And they're coming away changed. They're coming away transformed and motivated to go into STEM fields, right? So the good news is, and we've done it 3 years in a row, very successful. This past summer, the camp was fully sponsored, right, by the CAP Center, the Cybersecurity Assurance Center at Morgan State University. Shout out to the CAP Center and Dr. Kevin Cornegate. They fully sponsored the camp this summer, right? Well, we decided we want to do a winter camp. Okay, so right now we're registering for our winter camp, okay? And we're talking about young people between the ages, I would say between the ages of 8, right, on up to around 16, 17 would want to rock with this camp. So y'all spread the word about the STEM camp, all right? All right, so you see on the site, it'll say register today for the winter cycle. Get on there today, register your children, all right, for the winter cycle of the camp, okay? That's something that you want to do, and I'm telling you, you will not regret it, okay? You will not regret getting involved in the UACI STEM camp, all right? And it goes down during the winter break, so they're on break anyway. They ain't doing nothing in the morning time, you know what I'm saying? So during that morning time, get them on for the camp, all right? Cool. All right, so that's, and shout out to Dr. Mayat, and shout out to the whole team at UACI. All right, so we did that. All right, I also want to give a very special shout out, right, to Mr. James Prince. All right, I want to give a very special shout out to Mr. James Prince and the Prince family. Yes, that Prince family. All right, see y'all, when we talk about the miseducation of Cardi B today, I'm not doing this for celebrity gossip, right? I'm not doing this from the standpoint of somebody that just wants to go viral. No, I'm not doing this from a standpoint of somebody that's about to bash Cardi and all that. No, that's not where I'm coming from. What you're talking to right now, you dealing with somebody who actively works with young people and young adults, and who's actively out here fighting for the black family, actively out here, right, finding solutions, not just physical solutions, but emotional, spiritual solutions. You know what I'm saying? For our young people, our people who are going through it, trying to figure it out, trying to build something beautiful in an ugly world, right? So when we get into it today, when we get into this miseducation of Cardi B today, you'll see what I'm talking about. But before we do that, right, in a part of our efforts, of getting out here and providing solutions for our youth, you know what I'm saying, it is also getting out here and providing solutions for some of the young brothers and sisters that are street involved. Some of the young brothers and sisters that are out here trying to figure it out here trying to survive. And if you see me look up, it's because I have another screen up here, right? Out here trying to survive, right? And so we want to definitely get out here and put solutions on the ground. I want to shout out to VIPFW, but let me get back to shouting out Mr. James Prince, right? A few years ago, Jay Prince released a book called The Art and Science of Respect, right? And it's a memoir. And in that book, man, he does an excellent job of not only talking about his life and the environment and experiences that shapes him into the man that he is today, right? But he does a great job of dropping the life lessons that he learned along the way, right? I mean, he drops so many jewels, so many nuggets, as a ghetto boy, right? What a ghetto boy goes through, what it feels like to not have hope, what it feels like to want more and having only a few options, right? He does a great job. So I approached him, because we've worked together before. I've worked with his sister Ashley, and we started the Prince Circle of Legends Academy in Houston a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? Well, I approached him, man, after I reread the book. And I said, man, you know what? This will make a great curriculum. So right now in development, I met with him. We talked. He said, yeah, let's make it happen. He's like, Baba, Amin, this is why I wrote the book. I wrote the book so it can motivate young people who are growing up in similar circumstances to rise above those circumstances. I can't do nothing but respect that, right? And so we have come together and we're developing the art and science of self-respect, a life skills curriculum inspired by the life of Jay Prince. Y'all, I'm excited about this one. I'm energized about this one because we're taking these raw examples. We're taking this interesting life, right? And we're breaking the chapters down and turning it into a life skills curriculum where young people can get engaged with the story, but then there are going to be discussions after each chapter, right, that allows them to explore their own circumstances, explore their own decisions, explore the consequences of their decisions, right, and And shout out to Jay Prince for not only giving the green light for it, but being a sponsor for it. You know what I'm saying? And a supporter of it. And so, I want to thank him for that. Y'all, when you put your name out here, and he knows it, just like anybody else, just like Cardi, we talking about today. When you put your name out there, especially today, you know what I'm saying? You putting it out there not just for the adulation, but you also gonna get the criticism. Right. So anybody that it would, for him to put it on the line like that and say, yeah, man, let's make it happen. He knows what's going to come. Right. But what we're focused on right now is what we're about to deliver into these hoods, what we're about to deliver into the community. So that's just what that is. That's what that is. So shout out to Jay Prince. Let's get to work. All right. Today's topic, the miseducation of Cardi B. All right. And it's gonna be a powerful one today. A lot of y'all know, and I'm not super in front like I don't pay attention to the celebrity gossip. I do, and I noticed a lot of us last week was talking about the situation between the rapper Cardi B and her very famous husband Offset, and how they split up. They filed for divorce. And there's been accusations of infidelity, from him, and y'all, I don't get into whether or not I believe who did what. No one knows what goes on in their house. Hell, they might all just be sitting up like, "Woo, we going viral." They might not have no problems for all we know, right? Let's just build off of what they're presenting to us. All right, let's build off what's being presented and see if we can pull some life lessons from it. All right, because one of the things that I've seen in my work, right, is that a lot of times working class folk, a lot of times young people, right, will look at the life of someone they perceive to be a celebrity or successful, right, and whatever decisions they favorite celebrity seems to make, they'll make. So if they favorite celebrity drinking lean, they drinking lean. If they favorite celebrity is about to shoot up the club, they thinking, maybe I need to shoot up the club. You know what I'm saying? Like that happens. Okay. And so when we look at family, when we have a celebrity family putting everything on Front Street, then we got to pay attention to that, because we have families out here in our communities that are looking at how these famous people are responding. And then, and for some, it's going to be like, oh, then that's how I should respond. Okay. So that's how we do it. Oh, that's strong. Is that strong? I don't know if that's strong. Is that cool? I don't know if that's cool, but it must be cool because Cardi did it. It must be cool because Offset did it. Right. And I know with their falling out, you got some people team Cardi, hashtag team Offset. Right. And then you see people going at each other like, oh, I knew you was crazy. Oh, man, block me now. Block me now. Like it becomes a whole thing. Right. But let's really look at it. Let's really look at it for a second. You know what I'm saying? So there's accusations of infidelity on him. They say he's been cheating throughout the marriage, right? And then now they saying that Cardi, she's saying, yeah, I did something too, right? And particularly while pregnant, so that's coming out. And then she put out some more stuff to kind of emasculate him and that sort of thing, and you could tell it's out of pain. You could tell it's out of hurt, right? You could tell that, right? And I think the first advice I want to give, you know what I'm saying, is y'all, nobody's winning. Let's just kill that talk right now. Nobody's winning. Offset's not winning. Cardi B's not winning, because their ultimate goal was for the family to work. I don't think that they got into a marriage just to get out of one. And even though we see a lot of people getting divorced, most people don't get married thinking that it's not going to work. Most people get married and start a family thinking that they're going to be together forever. So the fact that the marriage is ending, there are no winners. So we got to start right there. Number two, the children lose. And they're losing on multiple fronts. right? Not only are they losing because mom and daddy's not going to be together anymore. So they're not going to see the unity of their blood mother, their blood father together anymore. Not that the world is going to end or anything like that, but they're going to lose that, right? But children lose even deeper, right? When the relationship between the mother and father, right, is aggressive. When the relationship between the mother and father is on a negative level where they're coming at each other, the people that are getting trampled on are the children. There's an African proverb that says, when elephants fight, the grass gets trampled. The children are the grass. So the two elephants are fighting. They're not thinking about every time they stomp their foot, they crushing something. They're crushing something underneath their feet where your children are at your feet. So, whoo, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, look what she said about him. That's a good one. That's your child's father. Oh, he clowned the heck out of her. Oh, he disrespected her. Look what he did. Oh, T-Ball said. That's his child's mother. And that doesn't change. That doesn't change for the children. And then how many children get drugged into situations where because mom and daddy can't reconcile, now the children as they get older, they feel like they got to be forced to pick. So when I'm with daddy, I got to love daddy. When I'm with mama, I got to love mama. I got to listen to mama say daddy ain't worth a damn. I got to listen to daddy say mama ain't worth a damn. And nowadays, because of social media, even if they don't talk about the other one when I'm with them, they're talking about each other on social media. So now I'm going to school. Your mama did that to your daddy. Your mama did that. Your daddy into that. Your mama did that while she was pregnant with your little sister. See, our proverb today at the Uhuru Academy was quarrels end, but words once spoken never die. I'm going to say it again. Quarrels end. Fights, they end. Arguments, they end. But words once spoken never die. Those words stay out there. And in the social media age, when you choose to broadcast your words, they really stay out there. They really stay out there. Hell, videos get exposed now that people didn't even know exist. They didn't know the camera, the cassette video was gonna come out. See, once you do something nowadays, it really stays out there. So now your child might be 24, 25 years old, and somebody still gonna come up to him and say, that's why your daddy took it up, Man, your mama nasty, right? So there are no winners. We can throw the winning thing out of there. And people want to argue who's right, who's wrong. It's not about right and wrong. It's about balance and out of balance. And when you're miseducated, you make out of balance decisions, unbalanced decisions. So let's talk about the miseducation of Cardi B. Now, don't think that it's not also a miseducation of Offset. They're both about 30, 31 years old, right? Late 20s, early 30s. I have children that age. So they're the children of my generation. They're the children of my generation, right? Now, what's unique about my generation? I came of age in the late 80s, early 90s, and throughout the 90s, early 2000s, in my 20s in the 90s, I was in my 30s in the early 2000s, right? What's different about my generation than previous generations, right? My generation is probably the first generation that put the ugly side of us like really out there, as a genre, right? Especially when it came to relationships. Now, I'm sure black men have been playing the field forever. That's not a new thing. Trust me. 30s, the 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, hell, on the plantation, back in Africa. The black man and black woman been having that issue about relationship dynamics. Okay? Where, okay, you might be doing some stuff, you better be taking care of home. Or you better not be doing nothing. I don't care how well you taking care of home. That dynamic has been there, and we're not all the same. We don't all come from the same type of African culture either, right? So we're not all the same. So that dynamic has always been there, that relationship dynamic. But it was something about the 90s. It was something about that time where we became a little bit more raw with it, right? We don't love them hoes. That no one said that in a song. I mean, we had whole pimps doing albums back in the 70s, but nobody said it out their mouth. We don't love them hoes. Bees ain't but if you my age, you know exactly what song I'm talking about, right? Our R&B became a little bit more sexual. Our whole thing became about casual sex. Like you know y'all remember that? Like you know it was a time you got her pregnant, y'all got to get married. We the abortion generation. We that first generation where $400 solved the problem, right? And we that first generation that took the stigma off of that. Like we took the stigma off of that, the shame off of that. Like, nah, that's just what it happens. But you shouldn't have to have a baby just because you got pregnant. But at the same time, you have brothers with the attitude that, hell, if you had a baby, I shouldn't have to take care of it. Just because I don't want the baby. You want the baby, you take care of the baby. That was our generation. That was our generation, right? And many of us raise our children in environments, right, that fed that mentality. Cardi B heard somebody on the phone. She heard a woman in her family on the phone growing up. Man, you know niggas ain't shit. Man, you better get whatever you can out that nigga. Girl, you know he beat such whoop such ass again. I know, and he fucking everybody in the borough, right? You know, Offset grew up in an environment where the men around him was talking about, yeah, nigga, you know, I knocked that down. Yeah, nigga, I hit that, you know, hit that pussy. You know, I mean, that's my main girl over there, man. But, you know, I got me some hoes over here. Whoop de whoop. Look, man, it's a difference between a bitch and a woman. Let me tell you the difference between a bitch and a woman. We raised them. Then at the same time, we tell them, fall in love and get married. At the same time. At the same time, they still want to fall in love and get married. But their training has not been preparation for wifehood or husbandhood. That's not the preparation. Preparation was, you know, grow up, get you a good job, make you some money. Grow up and get famous, rich and famous or whatever, make you some money, and then you get a woman, you can buy everything. You buy your main woman everything, and then, you know, your girlfriends, you can do this, you can do whatever you want to when you got money. That's what we raised our children on. You can do whatever you want to when you got money. A lot of us come from areas where the neighborhood drug dealer was the only one that had a lot of money, and a lot of us came from areas where them hustlers abused their power. You used your money or your product to make people do things that ordinarily they wouldn't do. You make people kiss your ass. See, poverty is a hell of a thing. Poverty is a hell of a thing. Being hungry is a hell of a thing, man. And people do things to eat. People do strange things in order to eat. Y'all know the little girl, the little cute girl in the hood that was 14, 15 years old, but the 25, 30-year-old dope boy liked her. And everybody kind of turned the other way as he started to date her. Mama and them kind of turned the other way. Daddy and them kind of turned the other way as he started to date her because he had money. Those type of morals, those type of moral compromises, you know what I'm saying? That began with our generation, but now it didn't begin with our generation. Those sort of moral compromises have been here for years. So when you come from that, when you come from an environment where you do what you gotta do to get what you gotta get, that means if I gotta go, that means if she gotta go strip, she gonna go strip. But every night she's taking off those clothes. She has to reconcile with herself. Okay, I do still have value. I do still have value. Because for 8 hours straight, you're not being treated as if you're valued as a human being. People are throwing dollars at you. Throwing creeps that you would ordinarily give a time of day. Oh, pot-bellied construction worker in there after work, and you got to treat them like you attracted to them to walk away with $10, $50, $100. While internally, you have to maintain you're trying to maintain a self-worth. Many people that go through that end up self-medicating. Drug dealers do it too. Hustlers who have to compromise their integrity and sell dope to their auntie, to sell dope to their mama, to sell dope, you know what I'm saying, to mothers with children, people they know, people that used to babysit them, that sort of thing. And you got to deal with that knowing that this substance is destroying their lives, but the money from the substance is improving yours, at least externally. So many hustlers began to self-medicate, began to take the aggression out on the guilt out on the people around them that they love. Y'all ungrateful. Y'all don't understand everything I go through. And you thinking you just sell dope, but he talking about what he going through internally. The single mother who's compromised herself, maybe laid down with somebody she wasn't attracted to because he was paying a bill or had to take off some clothes at the strip club. She yelling at her kids, I do everything for y'all. Y'all don't understand. And That anger is not just about the time they put in at work. The anger is that I'm compromising my spirit for our survival. So can y'all see how the lines get blurred? How the lines of how when coming through that type of miseducation, how when coming through that type of compromise, how can you recognize and maintain actual healthy love and relationships in your life? How do you do that? How do you overcome that programming? The programming that says, you better go through his phone. You know he out here fucking somebody. The program that said, nigga, don't trust no bitch. You got here and do your thing, get this money, man. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? That's your main girl, but you can't just be tripping on her like that. Get out here and do your thing. You a man. How do you overcome that programming to build a strong family? See, we've miseducated our children. We've miseducated these what they call them what are they, Gen Y? What are they? I don't know. But many have been miseducated. And so when I see Cardi on social media airing out her issues about her husband, right? I see miseducation. I see anger. And I see the fact that money doesn't cure. Yeah, Gen Z, yeah. That money doesn't cure it. Right? That money alone is not the cure to all your problems, especially not what's going on internally. What money does is allow you, now you can afford to express all these negative emotions. Now you can afford to be really toxic. I believe that Cardi B wanted her marriage to last forever. I believe that she wanted to raise her children with Offset, and they grow old and die together. I believe in my heart of hearts that's what she wants. And I believe that's what he wants too. But they're trying to do something beautiful in an ugly environment. And they've been trained for the ugliness. They haven't been trained for the beauty. And just because you love somebody does not mean that you're going to automatically be healed. Does not mean that you're going to automatically stand up straight. It doesn't mean that you're going to stop cussing, stop yelling, stop throwing shit, stop wanting to fight, stop doing messy things. That's not what that means. A lot of times what it does, it makes us afraid. more afraid, right? Because I'm functioning in this world where you don't trust nobody. I got this nigga, he keep paying this, he paying that, and we good. But then when feelings get caught and you're like, oh man, I want to be with this dude. We gon' man, oh, I can see it now. I can see it. I can see it. And then it gets scary because you know how you niggas be. Then it gets scary because you know that he come from kind of what I come from. That like, man, you can't let nobody play you. You can't let nobody play you. So you so afraid of being played. Now you start accusing, your significant others of shit they not even doing. Just in case. It becomes more important to know that it's happening than, than knowing whether or not it's actually happening. For men, a lot of times, like, ooh, I done caught feelings with this one. But damn, ain't none of us virgins out here, and this one's, she's a firecracker. She's a firecracker. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in love with her, man. I want to marry her. And then you got some that probably say, well, man, she ain't the kind that you marry, bro. She ain't the kind that you marry, and I, man, don't let no man just get in your head like that, man. Don't let. So you got all this coming. You don't have, hey, man, congratulations, y'all gonna be great together. So now, even as a man, you on point like, yeah, shit, I can't be getting played. Let me go on, at least be seen with a female. I got to at least be seen with a female or two. I got to be seen so people can say, hey, he ain't just wrapped around her finger. He ain't just whooped like that. So you fighting that ego on both sides, while at the same time trying to build something together. That's a miseducation. Because as long as you're afraid of those things happening to you, right? As long as you're afraid, you can't relax in your relationship. There's no relaxation. And I guarantee you, as many fights that they've had over real issues, they've had 10 times as many over issues that didn't exist. I done been there. As many times as there's a real problem done popped up, there's been 10 times where they fought, drag out, fought, and argued, and it was no problem. It was a fear of a problem, a fear of an issue. I feel afraid today. And because we're miseducated, we don't know how to wake up and say, I feel afraid today. I feel overwhelmed with fear today. Like that part of me about being played, that part of me about being stupid is overwhelming me today. And on his side too, man, I'm feeling insecure today. I don't know, that shit is hitting me today. I need to go hit the therapist. I need to go do some, talk to my significant other. It's hitting me today. Look, man, look, if we gonna build this, we got to be open with each other. We got to understand that we both hurt, and that hurt people. We got to work on this thing. It's gonna be some hills and valleys, but if we honest with each other, we gonna fight through it. That don't mean we're not gonna be perfect in this marriage. We're not, but it's ours, and we committed to it, and we gonna work on it together. Most importantly, we're going to keep the outside people out because we have to protect our children, not just physically, but emotionally. And we got to protect the name that we've chosen to give them above all. Because quarrels end. One day, Cardi B and Offset won't be fighting. They'll be done fighting, and they'll have a conversation on now, how do we co-parent? How do we raise these children together without animosity? Because the quarrel is going to end. But everything that's been said is going to live forever. Those words are not going to go away. Those posts are not going to go away. And while we may get over and we're done fighting and we can come together and do things for our children, that resentment, that animosity, that pain, that's going to be there for some years. And I guarantee you, every hurtful thing she said about him hurt her too. She wants to get up and fight herself. Every hurtful thing he's done to her hurts him too. He wants to fight himself. Y'all done been through it. Money don't solve that. Money don't take that feeling away. When you really love somebody, when you really connected with somebody, money doesn't solve that. And I'm speaking about it passionately because what they're going on in their relationship is just a reflection of what goes on in a lot of relationships. I've seen this before. You have too. So let's pull lessons from it so we can be better. Let's pull lessons from it. So we're not looking at that as an example of what to do, but an example of what not to do. Because even if some of those posts are fake, right? Them coming public with their argument opened up the door. Now I can come with a fake Cardi B account and act like I'm saying something to Offset and it can go viral. All I'm worried about is being viral and monetizing my YouTube or whatever. But y'all go through it, not on a viral YouTube thing, but how many times have you put a little something out there to your family? Complaining about your significant other, to the community. Some of y'all put it on Facebook. Then it's going. Ooh, he ain't shit, girl. Yeah, he ain't. These niggas out here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then next thing you know, while they still championing your cause, you laid up with them. Y'all back together. The quarrel over. But those words, they live on. Y'all, it's natural to disagree. When you're in a relationship, y'all gonna have disagreements. That's a part of it. Some relationships ain't gonna work. It's part of life too. But how we disagree matters. How we stay together matters. And how we break up matters too. And we have to think before we speak. We have to avoid speaking out of anger. We have to avoid speaking thinking that you're delivering pain to the other person by saying this. I'm hurt. I want you to be hurt. So let me say something hurtful about you. All you're really doing is reflecting your own pain. All you're really doing is showing your own vulnerability. The miseducation part is when you think that's strength. Oh, don't play games with me. I'll tell how your mama used to be all. Now, don't play games with me because I tell them all your secrets. Don't play games with me. And you think that because they can't play games with you and that you're willing to expose the secrets and you're willing to do this, you're thinking that that's strength. That's miseducation. That's misguided. That does not show strength. That shows weakness. That shows when you say, nuh-uh, there's certain things, certain lines I won't cross. You lied. You cannot blame your lack of integrity on the lack of integrity of your partner. I'm going to say it again. You cannot blame your lack of integrity on the lack of integrity of your partner. You have to own it. You're not a liar because they lied. You're just a liar also. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that. You're not a cheater because they cheated. You're a cheater also. You may have made that decision out of anger, but regardless of how you made the decision or why you made the decision, you made the decision. That's not self-defense. And I think that's what our ego tells us. Well, they cheated, you cheat. That's not self-defense. That's just being defensive. That's just placating your ego. And nobody wins. And it also shows, most importantly, that you haven't forgiven yourself. And that's the first person that you have to learn to forgive, especially when your significant other does something wrong or is dishonest or betrays a trust. The first person you mad at is yourself, because you're like, how did I get myself in this situation? Why did I make this decision? Forgive yourself. You made that decision based on the information that was presented to you and the feelings that you were feeling at the time. You did that. Now you've learned something different. Is it a deal breaker? What are you going to do about it? Is this forgivable? Can y'all deal with this? Can y'all work it out? It takes two. But if I'm talking to my daughter, I'm saying you have to own your decisions. As soon as you give other people power over your choices, you're giving them power over you. And that's real vulnerability. That's not strength. Your ability to punish somebody for transgressing against you. It's not necessarily, you don't have to necessarily be strong to do that. If someone does something damaging to you, embarrassing to you, exhibiting that same behavior towards them, it's not necessarily, there's more ways to punish somebody. What they really want was the security of you being there while they did that. If they lose that security, then you good. Let them watch you. Make them watch you live. Make them watch. They'll see you move on. You fall in love with you. Recoup you when it gets to that level. I hope I'm making sense. But so much of it can be prevented if we just offered a better education, life education, decision-making education to our children when they're young. If we offered better examples, those of us who have tried and failed so many times, and we in our late 40s and early 50s and still seeking and trying to learn how to build healthy relationships, if we could provide better examples of how to go about that based on what you've learned in life. We need to talk more. We need to say, yeah, we was young and stupid when we were saying all that stuff. Y'all don't repeat us. Because if we would have had social media in the 90s, most of us probably wouldn't be here. So we have to do that. We have to provide a better example. We have to talk about more processes, man. The dating process, the courtship process, relationship building process. We have to teach our sons and our daughters to value their bodies again. We have to teach our sons and daughters to value their bodies again. No, son, that thing down there ain't just for you to stick into the first thing that's cute and willing. No, that's not what that's for. That's not what that is. No, son, that does not make you more of a man because you have a whole bunch of them to sleep with. That is not what your manhood is linked to at all. Matter of fact, that's some old slave buck stuff. That's some old buck slave shit. That's some shit that master used to make black men do to breed. Like I look around and you see all these NFL players these days with 3, 4, 5, 6 baby mamas and they not taking care of them. All these children and they not taking care of them. And they're not laying down with them with the mindset that I'm building a huge family. I know Cam Newton is trying to romanticize how he did it and all of that, and he's probably a great father, the whole 9 yards. But that ain't the vibe. That ain't the vibe. That's not the predominant vibe. What are we building? You sliding into that thing on some conquest of the coochie. Now you coming out with a child and you're trying to rationalize to yourself, oh, well, we building an empire. Are we? Was that your thinking when you went in? Was you selective? Because then we like, she ain't shit. Oh, sorry ass baby mama. Yeah, because you didn't lay down with her because she had motherly qualities. You didn't lay down with her because she looked like somebody that could maintain a stable home while you brought in millions. That's not why you laid down with her. You laid down with her because she was an IG model and her booty was fat. That's why you laid down with her. You laid down with her because you slid into her DMs and you had her on an arm at the party and it make you look like something because you laying up with somebody that everybody in the club be looking at her pictures. That's why you laying down with her. You laying down with her because you watching her adult film. Now you put a baby in her and a baby come out. You don't want a wife because she was never wife material. So now you're dealing with a child that may be looking up to and loving a successful daddy, but daddy's devaluing their mother. Well, mama, what do you do? Well, baby, now I'm dating a running back from Dallas Cowboys. Oh, mama, you do professional athletes. Yep, and that's how we live the way we live. So what is her daughter going to think? The miseducated miseducate. If our goal, if our collective goal is to build healthy families, then there must be training involved. If our goal is to build healthy families, we have to build healthy individuals. It can't be for everybody and just for me at the same time. It can't be for everybody, and I'm talking male and female, and just for me at the same time. So what type of families are we trying to build? If we're still trying to build the nuclear family with the mother, the father, the children building a household, then the training got to be, this ain't for everybody. This is just for him and her. If we're saying, hey, we doing polygamy now, find a group of people that you can be with. Oh, that's a different kind of training. If we're saying, hey, it's just whatever. Get out here and have fun. Live your life. If babies come of it, just raise the babies together. You good, girl. If you want you a baby, go get you a baby. It's all good. If y'all think that formula is going to work, that's being put to the test right now. Time will tell. I want me a baby. I've heard that. Do you want you a baby or do you just want someone to love you unconditionally? Start with yourself. When you achieve unconditional love for yourself, then you can look for a man or look for a family or stuff. Find a male counterpart who also has achieved unconditional love of himself and who he is. Now y'all can produce children that'll have that same unconditional love for themselves. So when you have that love for yourself, you extra careful about situations that you put yourself in. So if I'm rocking with you because I'm physically attracted to you, right, then okay, I ain't getting in no position of where me and you gonna start a family. That ain't finna happen. And if you gotta move on because you don't want to be careful, you got to move on because I love me more than I love you. Yeah, I picked you up in a Mercedes. I flew you out. I did this. I can pay this. I can pay that. Come on. Guess what? I love me more than I love a plane ticket. I love me more than I love my light bill. I love me more than I love this rent. I'll figure it out because the universe loved me too. So if I got to do that in order to get this, no, we gonna figure something else out. And you not my friend. And we have to instill these values in our children. Young man, don't abuse your power. Don't abuse your power. Don't use your money and to manipulate young women to sharing themselves with you. Don't do it like that. If you're going to abuse your power, that's going to come back on you. You'll end up with a child that you didn't want to have, responsibilities that you weren't trying to have. And man, don't quit bringing children in this world that you're not going to take care of because somebody got to take care of. And you're going to feel that on the inside. Don't compromise your integrity. Remember, they used to tell us, wrap it up. Be careful. Hell, I ain't seen a wrap it up message in so long. I ain't seen a safe sex message in so long. But HIV is resurging. You got states outlawing abortion. So now some of these babies going to have to be born. You have an underground foster system where children are being trafficked in and out of every day. This ain't no joke. My prayer is for Cardi, for Offset, and for any other couple out there that's trying to build something beautiful in an ugly world. I pray that you all work it out. I pray that y'all find the humility to admit where your wrongs are and how you're going to correct your wrongs. I pray that you work something out that's going to be to the benefit of your children and that you put them in their protection at the center. It's not about us. We don't matter. How your fans feel about your marriage don't matter. Put an image up that you want them to see and then protect it and then just keep it moving. You don't have to keep it 100 and real with us. You don't owe us that. I've been married for 17 years. Y'all do not know everything, and if I got anything to say about it, you won't, because it ain't none of your business. I ain't ever asked you to do anything for me because my marriage was perfect. Nothing. I say I work with youth. That's what I do. When you support me, you're supporting working with youth. That's it. If you ever come to me and tell me something you saw my wife doing, I'm going to tell you, well, I hope she had a great time. She deserves it. Now, I might cry when she get home, goddamn, but for y'all, I'm going to say, I hope she had a great time. Because if I got a problem with it, that ain't your problem. And that ain't none of your business. Our agreement between each other is our agreement between each other. Y'all not invited in because it's not safe, because we too miseducated. So hope y'all understand. I'm not bashing. This was not to bash Cardi B or Offset. This is a prayer for them. I think Cardi B is beautiful. I think she's charismatic. She's a star. I think Offset is an amazing lyricist, an amazing poet. He's a writer. They're artists. I wish they lived in a time where they can just be about that art and choose the type of art that they want to express. But we live in the time that we live in, and they're trying to do something that runs counter to the algorithm of the time. However this situation ends for them, I pray it ends in a way that's healthy for all involved. And I pray that prayer for you too, in your marriage, in your relationships. All right? That's what I got, y'all. This has been the Morning Bill. I'm going to leave y'all with a sneak peek. The song that we got coming out soon called Sitting Here. Doing this work for over 30 years. I love it, but it's taking its toll, right? And, which I ain't complaining about. But sometimes you get tired. Sometimes you get tired. Sometimes you want to think about other things. Sometimes you want to do other things, right? But hey, we in this thing to win this thing. Hey, I love you. I don't mind telling you. Like and share the video. We're going to slice it up into shorts as well. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah. Sitting here tired again.
Man, sitting here tired again.
Getting up, trying again.
Instead of getting up and trying again.
Losing but trying to win.
I'm losing but I'm trying to win.
Sitting here tired again.
I'm sitting here tired again. I give my people my all. But if I don't look out for myself, I'ma fall. Get up early, get some reps, meditate, make some calls. Eat some fruit, take my supplements, I say this to y'all. But to me it's like I'm dragging baggage, climbing a wall. Is it tall? Am I small? Why I do this at all? Y'all don't wanna build them schools, y'all wanna bounce them a ball. Or pass them a mic, or teach them how to self-hate so we can get them some likes. Public school kill their ambition, so I give them my life. I give them my ideals, my resources, I give them my wife. But is it really worth the sacrifice? When I got a place to live, I like to keep it nice. But it's hard to see your dirt when you obsessed with the work. It's hard to listen to your queen when you caught up in dreams. You fail to focus on your seeds, elementary needs. Touching 50, trying to breed, raise a family and lead. If I succeed, I'll teach you the kids. But till then, man, I'm sitting here tired again.
Getting up, trying again.
But I'm getting up and trying again.
Losing but trying to win.
Steady losing, but I'm trying to win.
Sitting here tired again.
Man, I'm sitting here tired again. I'm every bit of square, but I'm stuck in a loop. Neglecting my self-care, trying to rally your troop. They only come after rest between tests and degrees. They respect me for my work, but they can see the disease. I admire those that flow with the breeze, live their lives and prioritize their personal needs. For me, my identity is wrapped up in this. Dashikis and fists, a fear of the future. Where black people exist, it's the mind of the oppressed and the need to be heard. It's wondering if you listen and take heed to these words. It's feeling guilty for demanding what you need and deserve. It's when you callin' fastball and they throw you a curve. It's knowing that you come from the first people on earth. It's having to fight for some rights that even equal your worth. It's being chosen for the rebirth, this labor can hurt. It's getting it out the mud and trying to clean off the dirt. What's this shit on my shirt?
Tired again.
Man, sitting here tired again.
Getting up, trying again.
Steady getting up and trying again.
Losing but trying to win.
Man, I'm losing but I'm trying to win.
Sitting here tired again.
Man, sitting here tired. I know I took the road less traveled, but I love my people. I believe in us. I believe in this mission. I believe in what we're doing. But that don't mean it's easy. That don't mean that I don't think about doing other things. You know, that don't mean that sometimes I wish I didn't know. But I do know. And when you know something's wrong and you got the power to do something about it, then it's your responsibility to stand up. Salute to everybody out there that's standing up. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm sitting there tired.
Big boy.
Man.
Sitting here tired again.
Yeah, but we still in this fight though. That's right.
Getting up, trying again.
Ain't no quitting us. We ain't never gonna stop.
Losing but trying to win.
I ain't losing, I'm learning. Let's get it.